Hello and welcome to this drink review of a drink called Poppi. Um, Strawberry lemon, there we go. Prebiotic soda. Let's see how it tastes. Oh man, that has a strong smell. Alright. Man, that smell. It really reminds me of something. It reminds me a bit of some type of hard candy. Like that memory came up in my mind. Let's see. Alright. There's 5 grams of sugar. So that's how it looks. It has a little bit of a hint of yellow. Or yellowish red, maybe. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, that's good. Sorry. I'm like infused with apple cider vinegar. What does that mean? Okay, well, it says it contains apple cider vinegar, so when they use like the word infused with, I'm kind of like, wait, does that mean? I mean, it's good. So I do think that little taste that I might have felt, like there in the middle, I think that might be the apple cider vinegar. It is pleasant. I mean, I do think this is a drink. If I see it, whatever, I might get that again because it is pretty good. Now I've said the same thing over and over again for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, fuck. This month has not been good to me. Like, for example, my lung problems got a lot worse. I got man, I've barely been coughing, and then right now I'm coughing. It was kind of like getting worse. Contacted them. They said like, okay, you'll get a time sometime in December. And then get worse and worse. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try and contact another like Washington, see can I get the time there earlier. I got one, and I've like switched doctors now from where I was now, well not now, but where I was, to these new ones, like a bit Fort Central general practitioners. We'll see how it goes. I am planning, or I will see else like meeting like a therapist, or a psycholog, not necessarily someone to talk to when it comes to the mental, because my mental decline has gotten a lot worse this month. It's been quite a drastic downturn, and it's kind of like, man, some thoughts that I have, I'm not supposed to have them until I'm at least 30. Until next year is when I'm supposed to have those thoughts because of my 5-year plan, right? But I've been having some, and I think it's because I've started to kind of like lose hope that things will get better. This has nothing to do with the cough. It has to do with everything else, right? Let's go back to the cough, because my mind is very like scattered. To the cough, got there. I am on some type of like cough medicine right now. that I take 3 times a day. We'll see how it goes. Because what I had was, I had inflammation and a little bit of swelling. And then what was happening was that it was producing like saliva and phlegm that was then dripping into my lungs. That's basically what was happening. Other than that, this seems fine when it comes to that stuff. So maybe the medication that I'm on day 2 now. This is the second day I'm taking that medication, and I'm taking it twice today. So we'll see. Hopefully it gets better with that. Otherwise, there's another one that I can test. That is, you put it in a glass of water, it fizzes up, you drink. That one you also drink, but you do that 3 times a day. And I will see, but I'm trying this one first. Because that one that fizzes up and all that, when I read the pamphlet, it said that if you have asthma, you should contact, because it could do something. I'm like, alright, contact them. They're like, okay, we'll write out this one instead for you. So, yeah. But I will see. My sleep has not been very good the last couple of days. Not because of the medication that I'm taking. It's been longer than that. Like, it's even worse. Just that this month has been very bad. It's just a very, very bad month. Yeah. I'm probably gonna play a little bit of Pokemon. Get my mind off things. Probably I'm gonna be recording the second part of episode 5 right now. Because I haven't edited the first part. And I said that what I'm gonna do right now is fight in the Little and Big Coliseum. I was gonna do that as a there we go, members only video. I decided, you know what, since I want to record, or I want to play, and I don't want to do the gym, so I might as well record me doing that and then just edit that in at the end, or make it so that episode 5 is not one recording session, it's basically 2 recording sessions. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm probably not gonna edit it today. The only thing I'm gonna do is probably just record it and then go back and try and sleep. My mom and I have watched in the last couple days. We watched the Frankenstein movie by Del Toro. It was good. I liked it. The ending is a little bit, it feels a bit rushed. You're like, don't really care that much for it. I think it has a bit of a weak ending. Or at least, not necessarily just the ending, the last part of it. Even though I do like his whole part of hanging out with the old man in the cabin, learning stuff. I don't know, it just felt very weird at the end. But overall, a good movie. I wouldn't mind Del Toro do more just movies about like old fairy tales. Not just old fairy tales, but just old tales, you know. Even though one thing that was interesting in that is that it felt no, that was set during 1850, right? Which I think might be when the original one is also set in, right? Because I think the original one, it was written by, wasn't it Was it a French or a British woman? I think in like late 1700, early 18 something. I don't remember. I haven't read the original Frankenstein, so who knows? Who knows? Like you don't need to read it to know when it was published. But I liked it. And then yesterday we watched the Pinocchio one that he did, the animated. The animation, great. I like how it's animated. It looks great. But that one, I think the singing, it's a dark musical, and the singing is not very good. I think it would have benefited without as much singing. I think if the singing was purely the type of singing where it's like they're actually singing in universe, like for example when he's at the circus and singing and doing all that stuff, that makes sense. But the other songs, I think could have just been removed. Um, and then the whole plot with Moby Dick, basically, like we already have, you know, two bad storylines of the puppeteer and the fascist movements of the Second World War with Mussolini and the Matchstick's dad being some type of like commissar or whatever he was. You know, you already have that. But then they just transition completely in like the last 30 minutes into like Moby Dick story, and you're like, what? Why is this like it did not fit at all. So that movie isn't as good as the Frankenstein one. But there's still something I'll be like, you know what? It's good enough, I think. Like, it's fine. I feel categorize it as like good. I'll say like a 6 out of 9, while the Frankenstein movie was probably like a 7. I think Oscar Isaacs acts very good in the Frankenstein one. I like Oscar Isaacs. Um, so maybe I should watch uh God, Ex Machina. Yeah, I think it's the Ex Machina. That's the movie he was in, right? Yeah. So, and I think that is on Netflix here in Sweden. So, yeah, probably watch that. Um, yeah, this has been a little bit of a rabble. Um, the tea time videos, I will be doing Peach Advent calendar. Peach Advent calendar is happening, and I'm probably going to what's it called? Um, I mean, it will do what we have always done. Oh, I was gonna read because there was a comment by Lizul here, though. Oh, there we go. Um, it's kind of like, oh wait, where is it? Has YouTube removed it? No. So let's do some comments. By Lizul. Do you clean your nose every morning super well? I even make a roll with a napkin and slide it in and out of my nose very well so I can get all buggers out and breathe super well. I have to do this because sometimes my nasal ducts get inflammation. You just gotta reopen them as most as you can. Also, considering doing those stretches I told you about against the door frame and push up against the wall. Just push yourself slowly away from it. Simple things like that keep you kinda in shape. No, I don't. I mean, other than, just the basics, blowing your nose if you're stuffy, whatever. For example, right now, I'm not stuffy. Um, so it's not something I do. Um, And I mean, they did look at my nose. 3 days ago. So yes, so that's why we're there. And while we were there Wednesday, it is Friday at the time of recording. So actually, 2 days ago. Wait, were we there Wednesday? No, that can't be true. No, it is. It is. Yes, yes. Because I started the medication yesterday. That was a day after we were there. I have, my, what's called training routine that I do that I have gotten from, my doctors and all that, and physical therapy. So I'm gonna keep doing that. The thing that you talked about, the door frame, it was like, was it standing in the door frame and then pushing against the door frame, or was it pushing again away? I told you about against the door frame push ups. Oh yeah, push up against the wall. I probably won't do that, at least not now. Probably something to build up to, maybe. But I'm doing exercises. But I do feel like I'm probably gonna have to do more, even if it means triggering my ME and then getting those crashes, because yeah, something needs to happen, when it comes to heart health and all that. And it's kind of, yeah, I don't I will see. We'll see. Hope. Get up, hope. Come on, things will get better. Um and I also have a feeling like anxious. Like there's like an underlying of anxiety, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's why. I'll talk to some person. I mean, I'm not necessarily someone who actually really believes in going to the psychology and everything will get fine. It's better, whatever. But I'm also not against it. I'm kind of like, you know what? Try it out. If it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, don't push yourself into believing that it is something that will help you. But I'm not against trying. So I'm going. We'll see. Probably not this year. Um, because that individual was pretty booked. But if someone decides to change their time or whatever, then it might happen this year. Otherwise, sometime next year, which is fine, because it's not urgent. Like the thoughts aren't like super serious at the moment. I don't think, like, just because you might think like something is not gonna, I'm gonna do it immediately. No. Um, if it is something, it will be something to probably build up to. Because I don't know, doing things just completely spontaneously like that. No thanks. Because there are still things in life that I enjoy, brings me happiness. Um, yeah, but I mean, now as I'm just sitting here, like I'm starting to get a little bit tired. So you know what? I probably am not gonna do a second part to episode 5. That will probably just become an actual members only thing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully my brain will get a little bit better, so that I'm not just like this weird minds. Like I don't like this being this scatterbrained. I can really feel myself degrading, and the type of scatterbrained I have. Like, man, it's been quite a long quite a long time since I was this scatterbrained, and it wasn't a good time.